Welcome back to the GoBros YouTube channel. Today we're working on this 2000 Chevy Silverado. It's got a bad fuel pump in it, so let's go ahead and get this thing swapped out. There's a couple different ways you can do this. My plan is to try to tip the bed on its side. I'm gonna take this side out, and then the other side I'll just loosen and tip it up on its side. Just enough where we can get underneath here and get to that fuel pump. Remove the few bolts holding on your fuel cap and fuel neck. Underneath, you got one bolt there, got one bolt right there, and then two more down there. We'll get to those after we get these out. Some people might feel comfortable putting an impact on this. My truck was really rusty, so I didn't want to risk twisting off too many of the bolts. My truck in total only had 7 bolts in there. 6 of the total of 7 I could unscrew fine and got them to go back in. I did have one that twisted off just because of all the rust. You gotta unplug the white plug and the blue plug. These other two go to your taillights, and those can go up right with the bed. Watch where you put this board. I ended up hitting a brake line. The brake lines were really rusty anyway, so it's probably good that they got replaced. Remove the electrical connectors. Then make sure to blow off the area so you don't get any dirt inside your fuel tank. I found it easiest to use a pair of needle nose pliers to compress the little plastic clips to get the 2 outside fuel lines off. Then for the center fuel line, I just used a 90-degree pick, and you can lift that little tab up and pull that one out. Use a screwdriver to loosen your retaining ring and pull the fuel pump out. I of course had a full tank of gas, so it kind of made a mess. And you do need to remove the plastic clips to put on the new fuel pump. Lower the fuel pump in and line up the little square in the indentation on the tank. Make sure you slowly push that fuel pump in with that rubber sealing ring. And just make sure it's seated good and that ring doesn't have any bends in it. Secure your retaining ring and plug your fuel lines and your electrical connectors back in. Be careful when you crack these lines open that there's no pressure inside. We knew since we took the fuel lines off the pump that there shouldn't be any pressure inside. Slide the old one out and then just slide your new one into the same position. Make sure you got it going the right way, arrow facing towards the engine. Alright, it's been a couple days since the last clip. We hit this brake line when we took the bed off. So we replaced that brake line, bled the brakes, got the fuel pump in, and replaced the fuel filter. And now we're gonna go ahead and take this block off and get this thing mounted back up to the frame. Can definitely hear all the creaking of the rust on my truck. and then go around and get all your bolts tightened back up for your bed. Like I said, I used a ratchet on mine because I was afraid that the impact would twist off the bolts or just rip them right out of the bed. And secure your fuel neck back onto the truck bed. Those electrical connections are plugged back in. I think we should be ready to fire this thing up. The truck will probably crank over for a little bit to prime the fuel system after you have everything disconnected. All right, fuel pump is all changed and it's running a lot better now. No more misfires or head gas mileage. This way of tipping the bed up instead of completely removing it saved a lot of time and a lot of work. I would highly recommend doing it this way instead of either cutting a hole in your bed or removing the bed completely. Hopefully you learned something and are ready to tackle this project on your own. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one.